It just crashed again. I did part 2. And boom. I'm going to do it again.
Virginia right here with us, and we will see her and carry on her legacy. I now have the great privilege of introducing my friend from across the Capitol complex, Leader Chuck Schumer.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Well, good afternoon, and thank you for accommodating me, everybody. Look, while we're here, the truth must come out. Trump says he's going to give a long speech tonight, but there's one thing he refuses to talk about: the Epstein files. Trump campaigned on releasing the files, but now 1 year into his presidency, he calls them a hoax. Shame on him. He says the American people need to move on. We're not moving on, are we? That is outrageous to say move on. That's an insult to the victims and the survivors standing behind me. For years, survivors of Epstein's abuse were ignored, they were doubted, they were dismissed. But their presence here at the State of the Union sends a clear, powerful message. Survivors will not be silenced. My partner in our legislation. The powerful will be held accountable. We will not rest until that happens. And no one, not even the president, is above the law. Trump cannot continue to bury the truth. The full Epstein files must be released now. Nearly every single member of both chambers, Democrat, Republican, Independent, worked for the Epstein Files Transparency Act. But for 3 months, Trump's Justice Department has broken the law, blacking out page after page. This is their version of releasing the files. That's it. That's all they do. See it?
Shame.
Shame is right. This is not transparency. It's a cover-up. Survivors deserve justice. That's why I'm proud to have introduced Virginia's law with Democratic Woman Caucus Chair Leger Fernandez, thank you so much, to eliminate the federal statute of limitations, barriers that have kept too many survivors from pursuing justice. There can be no half measure of justice. The American people and the brave survivors stand behind me deserve the full truth. And a statute of limitations on something like this, when women go through things that are so painful and have to wrestle and grapple with it for the rest of their lives.
Statute of limitations on anything is insane. If you've done a crime and you got caught, you need to do the time. It doesn't matter how much time's gone by since the crime was first committed. It's completely insane having statute of limitations.
It should be up to the victim when there's a prosecution, not up to some law that has no knowledge, really, in a certain sense, of what these people have gone through. When President Trump looks into the crowd tonight to give his speech, he will also look into the faces of the survivors behind me. Trump knows he can't keep hiding. Trump knows it's time to end the secrecy and release the full Epstein files. Now, he says he doesn't know it, but he will know it. We're going to make him know it. That's why you're here tonight. The survivors have waited long enough. The time for justice is now. And I truly want to thank the many Epstein survivors standing with us here today. You've undergone an unimaginable pain. Unimaginable pain. And I know you live with it constantly. You can't make it go away. It happened. You live with it. But these beautiful people, instead of cursing the darkness that is part of their lives because of what happened to them, are lighting a candle. Lighting a candle to make sure this doesn't ever happen again. Thank you for that courage. Thank you for that inspiration. And now I want to turn it over to Danny Bensky. She's a New Yorker and a survivor who I'm so honored is my guest at the State of the Union tonight. Danny.
Still dribbling pee after you zip up? That's not.
Thank you, Senator Schumer. I just have to lower this. So I'm an Epstein survivor from 2004, 2005. I was 17 years old when I met Jeffrey Epstein. Back then I was a teenager, but I was really a child. I was looking for an adult to help protect me from what felt like monsters, only to find that the monster was him all along. Now I look to the government for help, and they're no better. Gaslighting and manipulating victims, the same tactics as Jeffrey and Ghislaine. The DOJ assures us that they're focused on our safety, but only to exploit us further. There are two cases happening here, two cases of abuse. The first case is one that we endured while we were ensnared in the largest sex trafficking ring that this country has known to date. And the second is the abuse of our government. They're covering everything up and protecting power, not the young and the vulnerable. As we prepare to attend the State of the Union, survivors and this country have so many questions that need to be answered. The first one is, where are the rest of the files? The truth must come out. Why are there no investigations when there are plenty of people in these files to investigate? Have we read them? Why is the FBI director out there partying like a college kid when he should be investigating the vast criminal enterprise? This administration needs to do better. How can anybody feel safe in this country when our president's sympathies are going to the former Prince Andrew and not to survivors? There are a few things that really need to be done immediately. First is the release of all of the files, which we know. Next is to hold accountable those who continuously exploit. And the third is to pass Virginia's bill. We need to pass Virginia's bill because justice should never, ever expire. Release the damn files.
Well done, Danny. You're supposed to do it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll now hear from Ranking Member Robert Garcia.
This Garcia is the guy that I called and told him that they need to have Trump's birthday card checked for DNA. And I asked to be called back, and he didn't have the courtesy to call back. They're all fucking jokes. These clowns, representatives.
Hey everyone, I'm gonna just make a few comments, and I just wanted to start by saying that it is always an honor and to just be here with the courage of Annie. For those that don't know, Annie Farmer and her story and the story.
Hey Garcia, you should be wearing a tie, you know? Fucking joke.
Of her family. We are always in awe of you and of everything that you and your family have gone through. I just want to know that we love you and we support you, always. I also just want to thank the whip for her leadership. Also to all of the women in our caucus that are providing so much support to the survivors, that are part of our investigation, that are leading on this issue. I know that both of our committees are so grateful. Not Judiciary, Oversight Democrats, our Democratic women are leading the way on this issue, and we are forever grateful to every single one of you for your leadership, your voice, and your courage in uplifting these incredible women. So thank you so much for that. And I just want to remind the President and the Attorney General that they are right now in violation of the law. And when the President makes a speech tonight, he is going to know that looking back at him, will be numerous survivors of Epstein's abuse, and that he is facilitating the single largest cover-up in modern American history. It's the single largest cover-up in modern American history. And who are we protecting? Why are we protecting powerful, wealthy, connected men? Why are we protecting billionaires from justice? Because we're always going to center the survivors. The single most important part of our investigation and what we're guided by is justice for Annie. It's justice for Maria. It's justice for so many that have been wronged, harmed, and terrorized by not just Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, but by the co-conspirators and all that helped them commit their abuse. Let's be clear, over 50% of the files have still not been released to the public. And we know as early as just today and yesterday, there are numerous files that we have confirmed that are missing from the DOJ that we know exist, including accusations, and serious accusations, not just against the president, but against others. It's time to release the files. It's time to center the survivors. And the president should know that even though he wants to call this a hoax, that our investigation is just getting started.
Watch what alcohol.
All right, that'll be the end of that segment, and stand by for part 4.